One of the biggest mistakes as mothers that we make is not realizing that our old self is never going to come back. Once we have our baby, we become a new person. The way that we think, the way that we react, the things that are important to us, they all change. And I remember for me, it hit me like a car hitting a brick wall because I went through so much mourning, i.e., losing my grandfather and then being a single mother, and basically just having to find me again. I was 25. I had just came out the Navy. I thought that I knew what I wanted to do with my life, but kids were never part of the picture. And it wasn't until I had my son that I felt like a mom. Like I felt as though I could do this. But then when I was alone, I didn't recognize myself. Like when I looked in the mirror, it felt like I was an alien in this body and I didn't know what to do with myself. If anyone out there has felt that way, I just want you to know that you're not alone and there is a name for this. It takes time to find you, the new you, and I just want everyone to grant themselves permission to mourn as well as be excited to become a new mother and the new you. Naeem, my first love, my first baby, okay? He was the center of my universe, and I thought that that was the only way that I could be a good mom. I thought that I had to forget about myself and put myself on the back burner and only think about him. And let me tell y'all, I would forget to eat. I would forget to drink water throughout the day. I wouldn't even nap because my anxiety was through the roof to the point that I just wanted to watch him nap while he napped, and I was like, forget about me, right? And then nobody told me how much breastfeeding changes your body. Okay, because I was a little thick, I was a thickums before, and then when I started breastfeeding, I became like this. I was skinny mini with no booty, and I was really freaking sad. And not to mention, I didn't have time for anything that I wanted to do. Well, I thought, right? I didn't have time for anything that I wanted to do. So I completely lost myself. I would look in the mirror and I didn't recognize who I was. Okay. Because just a couple months ago, I was a baddie outside and now I'm a whole mother. I was so confused. I was like, oh my God, like, is this the rest of my life? Is this how I'm going to feel, like a stranger inside of my own body? If you feel that way, I just want you to know that there is a name for what you feel, okay? And you're not crazy and you're not alone, okay? Give yourself patience, time, and grace. You are transitioning to a new part of life, just like a teenager goes from being a child, then having to deal with all new hormones and figuring themselves out and what they like. It's becoming a whole new person. And there is a name for this for moms. It's called, hold on one second, let me get the word. Matrescence. Matrescence. Kind of like adolescence. It's a whole process, okay? And you have to decide if you're gonna stay feeling this way or if you're going to take the initiative into finding the new you, okay? It is perfectly okay to mourn the old you and your past self and the hot girl days and all the things, okay? But try looking to the future and the mother that you can become, the woman that you can become. Personally, me, I look at my kids as a reflection, right? I throw out things to them and they react in a way to teach me about myself. And I could get into that, but that's for another time, right? I'm just here to let y'all know that you're not guilty for missing your old self. While some people may think that because you're grieving your past life, that it means that you don't love this new life with your baby that you love so much and you enjoy your time with your baby. Two things can be true at once, okay? You can miss being a hot girl and still love being a mother at the same time. And according to research, matrescence is basically becoming a mother while you have mixed emotions, identity shifts, and griefs for aspects of a previous life while still allowing for profound love and attachment to a child. So according to science, you're good, baby. You're still living life how you are supposed to, and it's just a transition period. So boom, let's get into it. What are 3 ways to find yourself again after having children? Okay, 1, stop trying to become the old you. The old you is gone, okay? And she's not supposed to come back. The old you served her purpose and now she's gone. And now the new you has to emerge from the ashes and basically become who you are supposed to be, okay? I want y'all to find one thing in the day, one thing, and this is not a bubble bath. This is not a bubble bath. This is one thing that you take time out for yourself, whether that's going to the gym, taking a walk, reading a book, drawing, doing art. Do something that brings you joy, that has nothing to do with your baby, that has nothing to do with your man, that has nothing to do with anyone else. It's just about you, okay? Because you're still a whole person and you deserve time for yourself to find out who you are, okay? And lastly, give yourself permission to evolve, okay? You are changing. It is normal. You can still be a hot girl, tone down a little bit, because now you are a mom. And from a mom, probably you're stepping into the role of also becoming a wife and taking over roles in that sense. And then when it's time for you to go back to work, if you decide, right, then you will have to step into that role of being a career woman. So these are all transitions of life and they basically should be treated as such, okay? We have to give ourselves grace and time to change and feel comfortable with who we are now. This is not something that just happens overnight. Like, you have to keep trying and figuring out, okay? Figuring out where you stand in life at this moment. And while you are a mom, you're still allowed to have dreams, you're still allowed to have goals, you're still allowed to have hobbies. And yeah, you shouldn't punish yourself just because you're responsible for this little gremlin now. Okay? Lock in. Lock in. If you are watching this and you do not recognize yourself anymore, then guess what? I'm here to tell you that it's probably because you're still becoming her, okay? And you deserve the grace and the time for her to flower and show herself, right? The woman you're becoming is even stronger than the one that you used to be. And it might seem, scary and new, but anything that's scary and new should be seen as exciting because it's a new adventure. And who better to do it for than yourself and your baby? The most important person in your entire life, right? If this video made you feel seen or heard, please drop a heart in the comments. And if anybody wants me to hit on any topics that relate to them, feel free to either DM me, email me, text me if you have my number, all the things, because that's why I started this channel, to help mothers realize what they're going through. You're not crazy. You're not alone. And I'm sending out hugs because I just want to hug every mother out there. We deserve so much more. And I hope that everybody has a beautiful day.